Hey, you got your story, break it out. We're working on Deepriver and the Shadows of Lordaeron still. Wrapping up chapter 3. But before that, actually, so I was trying to come up with a theme for both the Forsaken and for the Blood Elves that are in this story. Because when you think about it, if you know anything about World of Warcraft, the Forsaken and their perspective on life, it's quite different from the Blood Elves, whereas the Blood Elves are kind of indulgent and the Forsaken are cynical. They're pessimistic, whereas the Blood Elves are sort of optimistic, but in like a selfish way, and the Forsaken are pessimistic in a in a sense of like self preservation. And I think Nietzsche is, I think I'm saying his name right. I think his perspective on morality is the closest, is the most appropriate for the Forsaken. So I'm gonna have to come up with something similar to the Blood Elves so I can. I don't want to go down the road of making the story like deeply philosophical where it's two competing philosophical viewpoints. But I think Jordan Peterson hits on exactly what I was thinking of the Forsaken when I was comparing them to uh, Nietzsche's philosophy.
Nietzsche said that you could tell much about a man's character by how much truth he could tolerate. The truth does set you free, but the problem is that it destroys everything that isn't worthy in you as it sets you free, and that's a process of burning, and 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 it's painful because you cling to what you shouldn't be, partly out of pride and partly out of ignorance and partly out of laziness. And the idea is that everything about you that isn't worthy is to be put into the flames.
So I think that's like boom, because the Forsaken sort of see the world as it is, because, and this is a sort of a big subject for Sal'journ's story that I'm writing. They're living their afterlife on Azeroth, whereas all the other races have their eternity waiting for them. This is the Forsaken. Their Azeroth's existence in the physical realm is their eternity, so long as they can keep their bodies, intact. So they see things as they are, um, and so truth to them, and this sort of touches on, I think, truth being a pessimistic and optimistic thing, but for them, they kind of like stared into the abyss. So they're seeing like all the ugly parts of the truth of their existence. And it's made them cynical and kind of, they have a low tolerance for mortal concerns. Uh, Whereas the Blood Elves, they're self indulgent, they're pompous, they have huge egos. They don't, I don't remember any lore where the Blood Elves have much concern for their afterlife. All they care about is power in the here and now. But their pursuit of power is different from the Forsakens, the motivation for it. So I thought that this clip from Jordan Peterson was really poignant for how I wish to sort of portray the Forsaken from their perspective to the reader. But enough about that. Let's get writing. Stomping in defiance of its charge. Emanating? Emanating. Emanating. I got invited to the Ashes of Creation private test realm. I'm gonna have to try that out and see how it goes. It's still under visual NDA. Boo. Suitable. Suitable. Chuckling, 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 chuckling. Save your work. Don't forget. No thanks, stream coach. We're doing this the hard way. It's actually a cool chapter name. It's my notepad. One of the characters in my story is actually going to be a bronze dragon in disguise. And so there's an element of time travel that I'm going to introduce in this story too. So a title like Clockwise would be pretty cool. So again, there's a lot of meat missing from this in terms of like descriptions of the cart and all that, and character descriptions. That's more or less intentional. I'm just trying to get through the plot first, and then I'll come back with my second draft and add all that. I think I used Beast of Burden before, so I'm going to change this here. I haven't standardized my format either, so... I think this chapter is really long, but it doesn't yet feel appropriate to break up or to cut anything out at the moment. But I still think Abe's having too easy of a time convincing Sal'journ to get him to leave his self-imposed exile. So I'm going to think this through here for a second. You know, I'm about to block the whole damn kick channel. I'll go back to Rumble. Hell yeah. Are you working on your story too? Well, I'm doing just fine, thank you. It's pretty warm out today. I'm gonna have to get a fan for in here because they don't have air conditioning in the Pacific Northwest. Should be. I need to pay what's that sign company in China? The advertiser's name is Tony. I need to get a sign ordered for work with the word should with a glowing LED like cursive X being crossed through the word should. That's one of the most frustrating words for me. I'll be at work. Is this doing what it's supposed to? It should. It's like, let's high five to that. Now, is it or isn't it? There is no try. There is no should. Okay. That is more acceptable. I'll read something like 5 times and my brain will just delete words that I'm reading that are obvious, like just copy and paste errors. You really do need an editor. That's the word I was trying to think of when he was getting into the wagon. I was like, what is the word? Mount. He mounted the wagon. He said in a creeping snarl. There we go. One of the things I need to do too is get more into the characters' heads, because that's what you get for reading, is you get their thoughts and insights and feelings that you don't see in the movie. And I'm not in the main character's head enough, I think. We've got 15 minutes. What up, Dream? Maybe it'll sow, because if you give life for something, you need let the river flow his own way. It's a bit cryptic, but I like where it's going. Hello, what are you doing? Flo says hi. Oh. Please don't knock over my water. Or step on my keys. Give us some VAT. What? Float. Seriously. What in hell? One. Move. Messing things up. She's trying to fit under my desk, and I don't think that that's going to work. This cat would make a fine lich. She found my fidget spinner. That was the slowest 15 minutes of my life. I still got 12 minutes. What in the heck is going on? I don't want him to acknowledge that he's being a menace. I hope that's like implied that he knows he's being a menace to these people. Because he named his horse Fire. And so when he's looking for, he's calling out fire, fire, and the town doesn't know what's going on. So I hope I'm going to have some sort of like test reader. I'm going to have like a questionnaire like, did you get the joke in chapter 3 of the horse's name? And if they don't get the joke, then I'm going to have to explain it. Well, Sal ends up dying, sacrificing himself. So in that sense, yes, but yeah, I suppose I am going to do that. I'm not going to kill all of them. There's only a couple that are going to get it. And that's one of the things is changing perspectives is difficult because I have to sort of train the reader to understand when a perspective is about to shift, because I don't want to confuse them by doing it without warning. But to answer your question fully, some of the POV characters will die, but the story does end in a happy ending. I think. It's kind of a happy in the sense that it was the events that transpired were worth it and fulfilling. So. Well, the target audience would be basically your fantasy crowd in their mid-30s. That's pretty much the target audience. Oh, hello, what are you doing? You lay in there. So they're more mature readers. They're going to be thinking through this. I really want to avoid spelling things out for folks. I really want them to have to. I don't want to give them a homework assignment to like think through what's happening, but I also want, like you said, to just sort of respect their maturity to sort of pick up on what's happening. But that's on me as the writer to enable that. Hey, Coffee Quills, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Ryder. There's going to be a lot of foreshadowing for sure. Teaching English. Hey, thanks for the follow. The words are going well so far. Thank you. It's been actually a pretty solid day. Thank you. I'm working on a it's basically a fan fiction, but I'm not really writing against some existing main character. I've created a group of characters in the World of Warcraft universe that I'm following, so hey guys, thanks for the follow. If you all ever find that you've got a story that you want to write, but you don't make time for it yourself very well, I do this for an hour a night, so this is the time to get on and write with me. You play, Alicia? There you go. I still play, just not very often. I just moved across the country, so. Oh, nice. You got your own little raid group. Don't miss your train. I hope you're writing on your phone or something. Right now, what I'm trying to do is put more thoughts in the head of my protagonist, because he keeps reacting to what this other character is saying, but I've done a real bad job later in this chapter of conveying what's going through the main character's head, so that's what I'm working on right now. Very nice. Yeah, so the story's about a Tauren Death Knight finding purpose in life. You know, because the Tauren are very close to Azeroth and the Earth Mother. They're you know, their whole arc is based off of Native Americans, right? And a spiritual connection to the land. And so as a Death Knight, his very existence is kind of an affront to his nature. And so I already have the best viewers, aching simp plant, whatever that is. So this is a story about his sort of finding purpose in life, accepting his place in it, believing that there's room for him. And as he goes on that journey, he brings a group of Forsaken with him, and they also have their own sort of self-discovery. And this is all, it jumps across, it doesn't jump per se, but it works its way from the very end of Wrath of the Lich King, and right now we're at, where are we right now? Yeah, I know, it's Kick has been really bad about the bots, and then some of Twitch too. But we're about this is actually Warlords of Draenor timeline right now, but this is on Azeroth that this is happening. The predominance of the story occurs at the very end of Battle for Azeroth, though, because it's from the Forsaken perspective of after Sylvanas abandons the Horde, what did the Forsaken do? Can I ban him from here? Be gone, bot. Are y'all working on stories too, I hope? Totally. I'll be honest, I'm used to having like two or three viewers. So we'll get there. Yes. Thank you, Coffee, for hosting your thing too. You sort of motivated me to get started on this myself. Oh, wow. Good job. Are you self-publishing? Or are you doing it traditionally? I hate it when sentences are too long, but you're not done with the paragraph, so it's just like line, line. It's not my style, man. Hello, what are you doing? Oh, cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for doing that. That's a good program to support. Hello. Are you going to go for it? I don't know if you can make it, girl. Now you're just messing around. Stop. Her name is Flo. She is the love of my life. Don't dump the water. Well, guys, I usually only do this for an hour a night. I really appreciate you checking in on me and hanging out for a little bit. I'll look you guys up right after this, and I'll shoot you some follows too. But I do this Monday through Friday for an hour. I'd love for you to come join me next time as well. And I'll look you guys up too. But thank you so much for hanging out. But I'm going to log off for the night, and I'll catch you all later, okay? So thank you. Bye-bye.